Hello, everyone. So, as you might have picked up, one of my methods is I jump straight into the most controversial issues because I think they're often the most interesting. So, for the first module, we're looking at the umbrella movement, which of course ties into education because it drew out so many students. It's considered a student movement, right? So, we're going to be looking at contentious politics, and we're going to be looking at through the framework of Charles Tilley. Um, so, if we were in class, we'd kind of have this discussion of what name should it have even been called? Was it Occupy Central, Occupy Hong Kong, Umbrella Movement, or Umbrella Revolution? There's even different Cantonese terms for it. I find it very interesting. I personally don't think we should call it Occupy Central because Occupy Central it's too tied to Benny Tai and the Occupy Central with Love and Peace group. I was at Civic Square. I was at the class boycott. They weren't there. Um, they were actually kind of opposed to what happened afterwards. Occupy Hong Kong, that was a hashtag on Twitter. I think it's more representative of what happened. Personally, I just call it Occupy. There was a debate between is it the umbrella movement or is it the umbrella revolution? Um, I'm going to argue here that it fit social movements very well. So umbrella movement's probably the best term. Some people still insist that it was an umbrella revolution. There's debates on what constitutes a revolution, what is and what isn't a revolution. Um, I have actually made arguments elsewhere that maybe it was a revolution and that they wanted a revolution in consciousness, how people were thinking about politics in Hong Kong. At that, they might have been successful, though it went in ways they might not have expected. So because this is a class talking about philosophy, to look at this issue like a philosopher, you would ask questions like, where does power come from? What is democracy? How is it different from other forms of government? And what do leaders owe their people? And what do people owe their leaders? Some people might beg the question of, is this the end of history? Now, the end of history was an idea by Francis Fukuyama that he wrote at the end of the Cold War when he said, you know what, we've tried communism, we've tried socialism, it doesn't work. And what does work is liberal democracies. And what he meant by liberal democracies, the liberal there meant liberal economies, right? So free trade, liberal also, civic rights and political rights, which led to democracies. He was basically arguing every country is moving in the same direction, just different speeds. This, of course, has been it's very controversial idea, of course.